Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. So in this one I'm going to show you how to upload an image from your React application to Cloudinary. So Cloudinary is an image cloud storage that we can use to store our files. So let me just show you what we're going to be able to build. So this is an input field and I'll click on choose file and it will just select a file from my computer. So let me just go with this SaaS image here, and this is the image right here. By the way, I'm actually building a SaaS course. I've actually built a SaaS course that I'm going to be uploading soon, but I'll tell you much about it at the end of this video. So let's go ahead and click on upload image, and it says uploading, and if you give it a couple of seconds it should push that image to Cloudinary, and then we have that image URL right here. So if I go ahead and copy this URL just to be sure that it's actually uploaded correctly, and then I paste that in here and open it up, you will see that it loads the image. So 2 seconds. So right here you see the image is loaded here, very clear. So that's basically how we can upload an image. Now I can now do anything with this URL. I can save it in a database or whatever I want to do. And the good thing about Cloudinary is that they give you a very generous free tier. So it's something you should definitely consider if you're building a not so large project. And even large projects can also use it because it's very scalable. So I'll just click on OK, and now we can get started with the project. Alright, so one of the first things you need to do if you're going to do this project with me is that I need you to like this video and to share it on YouTube, and maybe just add a comment or something that helps me improve the algorithm and helps the video reach more people. Thank you so much for that. Now the first thing is you need to have a Cloudinary account. So go to cloudinary.com and create an account, and take note of your cloud name. Okay, you're going to need that. So my cloud name is Xenotrust. Next, go to settings and click on settings, and you should see an interface that looks like this right here. Now I want you to click on upload, and when you click on that, just scroll down just a little bit. I don't want to show you my own upload key, but yeah, so you're going to see something like upload preset just at the bottom. If you scroll down a bit more, you're going to see your upload preset, or you can just create your own upload preset. All right, but I already have mine, so I'm just going to copy it and we're going to use it. So that's it. That's the only two things I think you need to upload an image. So next, let's come here, and I have a template that I've already created for this particular project, a very simple template, by the way. So I'm going to leave a link in the description to that. So I want you to download that template and then just run npm install. So that's npm and then install to install the dependencies. Then next I want you to run npm run dev, because this this React app was built using Vite. All right, so I'll just hit enter on that, and that's just going to run the project and reload this page so that we have just the bare project, and we're just going to have a page that says home. So just give it a couple of seconds and this page should reload. Aha. So here, so this is what we have. It just says home. So it's on this home page now that we're going to build out the project you just saw in demonstration. So first off, there are some things we need to import. The first is a couple of states. So we're going to import the states that will hold the image. Yeah, so I'm going to call that state, let me just paste that in here, profile image. I'm assuming that I want to upload a profile image. Then I'm going to have another state that will help us preview the image. So before you upload that image to Cloudinary, you just want to be able to see it on the screen. So that's going to be held inside this image preview state. Then lastly, we're going to now have a loading state. So when the image is uploading, we don't want to show that upload button. We don't want to give the user the opportunity to click that button multiple times. So we're going to change that to maybe a text or a loading spinner or whatever it is you want. All right, so that's what we're doing right there. So next, let's go ahead and create the bare bones structure of our form so that we can start working. Now before I do that, I would just like to create two pieces of functions that we're going to use inside of the form. And the first is the function to handle the image change. So let me just create an arrow function that is going to handle the image change. Oh, okay, that shortcut is not working here. So I'm just going to say const, and I'll say handle image change, and it's just going to be equal to, and then I'll just use an arrow function to create that. I'm not going to put anything inside of it, and I'll just duplicate this guy like so, and then I'll just change this to upload image, like so, and this is going to be an asynchronous function, so I'll just say async here. Well, maybe I should just put an e because it's going to be it's going to have an event, so event dot prevent default, like so, and I'll just call that. Great. So these two pieces of function we're going to use inside of our form. So first off, this is what we have here. I would like to surround this with a section, and that section is going to have a class of dash dash flex hyphen center, just to center everything. Yeah, and then I'll just wrap everything inside of that. Yeah, so let's continue. So we have a container, and inside that container, first off, let's just have a h2 that will say upload image to Cloudinary. So I think I can just grab that here and slot that in here like so. Yeah, so upload image to Cloudinary, and below that is where we can now have our form. So first off, I'll create a div with a class name of card, and all of these my classes, or most of these my classes, are inside of my index.css file because I had some predefined classes in my template. Those are what I'm using here just to make things a little bit faster. So inside of these, let's have a form, and this form is going to have a class name of dash dash form control, like so, and I'll tab that. We don't want any action, but we definitely want an on submit to be upload image. Yeah, so you see why we created that function up there. Now inside of this form, we are going to have the input field, so let's just put that input field inside the paragraph tag, and then I'll just have a label. So if I have multiple input fields, this paragraph tag will make sure that they are on different lines by default. So here I'll say photo, and then I'll just come to the next line, and then I'm just going to have my input. So input, like so, input, tab that. It's going to be a type of file because we want to upload a file, and it's going to accept some specific images. So here I'm just going to say the first one it's accepting is image slash png, and then you can go ahead and add others. So if you want to add others, you can say something like image slash maybe jpeg or something like that. You can add jpg as well. So but next I'll give it a name, and I'll set that name to be image. Then lastly, I'll give it an onChange property. So onChange, and that's going to point to the function to handle image change, which I created earlier. Image change. Yeah, so that's it. Then what do we do next? I think we just gonna add a button. Yeah, so let's put that button inside another paragraph just to make sure it's on its own line. Now remember, we said that if the form is being submitted, so if it's loading, so if the form is being submitted, we're going to set its loading to true. Now we're saying that if its loading is set to true, then we want to show maybe like something that says it's loading, like a spinner or whatever, but in our case we're just going to use text. Else we're now going to do something else. So here, let me just come here and add uploading, yeah, dot dot dot, and then here is where I'll now add a button. So when the form is not loading, I'm going to add a button, and that button is going to have a class of dash dash btn. Then I want it to also have dash dash btn primary, like so. Yeah, tap that, and that's our button. So the button is just going to say upload image. If it was a complete form, I'll probably say submit form. So but just upload image is fine. Let's give this button a type of submit, so that when we click on it, it fires off this function to upload the image. Yeah, so that's it. Then next, I want to come outside of this form and add an upload box. So if you come out of the form here, I can simply just create a div, and this div is going to have a class of profile photo, photo. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm assuming that that image is like my profile photo, even though it's not. So it's a profile photo, and inside, let me just have a div, and I'll just have an image. So here we're going to have a conditional statement. We'll say that if the image preview is set to something, initially we set the image preview to null. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the image preview. Initially we set it to null. So what this means here is that if the image preview is not null, then maybe I want to now display that image. So just open here and just have an image tag, that image tag source is going to be dynamic. So let's put that here like this. Yeah. And then I'll say image preview. Yeah. Okay, great. No, don't, I'll not just say image preview. I'll say first check that there's something in the image preview, and then display whatever it is that is in that preview. So here I'll just say maybe profile image, like so. Very simple. It's as simple as that. Now this style here, profile photo, is coming from our home.scss file, because we do have a home.scss file. So I encourage you to check the finished project and just grab this, or you can actually just write it out yourself. It's just a one liner. So let me close this and let's continue. So that's about it for what our form looks like. I'll just go ahead and save this guy, and then we should be able to see it on the page if we do not have any error. Maybe we do, I don't know. Okay, I don't think I've imported use state. So let me import use state. That's where the error is coming from React, and that's it here. If you save that now, we should be able to see the form. Yeah, so you see this is our form, upload image to Cloudinary. Everything is set. So now let's handle the logic. So the first thing we need to do when it comes to the logic is to handle the image change first. So here I'll just come here, I'll add my event parameter, and then inside here I'll say first of all I want to set the profile image to, so this is going to be the event.target. This should be target, not ragged. And then I just want to point to the files. Now the files is plural. What I'm interested in is the first item in that files. Yeah. Next, I want to set the image preview. Yeah, I want to set the image preview because I want to be able to display the image before I upload it. That's what this image preview state is handling. Okay, so set image preview to, now this is URL dot, and then we're just going to use a method here. It's create object URL. So create, and that's it right there. And it's going to take an argument here, and that's just going to be this guy we passed here. Okay, copy that and slot that in here. So look at what is going on here. Come on, help me out. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and save, and let's just make sure that we type this correctly. So I'll come here and I'll select an image that I want to upload. Okay, so I'm going to select the SaaS, and I need to just click on open. Aha, so you see we have that working correctly. So the next thing we need to do now is to write the function to upload the image. Yeah, so let's come down here to this upload image. Remember I said it's an asynchronous function. So first off, before I do anything, let me make sure that I set is loading in to true. Yeah, so immediately this function is called, is loading is set to true. Now because it's an asynchronous function, I'm going to wrap whatever I want to use here inside a try catch block. I'll start by writing the catch block where I'll just do a console.log of the error. That's if there is an error, maybe if the user does not have internet or something, or the credentials for uploading is wrong. So I'll catch that error and log it to the console, and I'll set its loading to false. Great. Now in this try block is where we're now going to add the logic to upload the image. So first off, I'll just declare a variable. So I'll call that variable image URL. So image URL, like so, URL. Okay, so that's the name of the variable. I'm just declaring it. I'm not assigning it to anything yet. Now the first thing is, let's check to make sure that an image was actually selected before this function fires. So I'm going to put that inside an if statement. Let me just give some space here so that we can see what we're doing very clearly. So what do we want to check for? We want to check that there's an image that has been selected by the user. So here, I think I'll just bring it to another line, and I'll say if profile image. So I want to check the profile image. So if the user has selected something, and then I also want to check what the user selected. So I'll open another bracket like this, and then inside that bracket I can now write my rules. So first off, I'll say that make sure that the profile image that the user selected, so profile image dot type, and I'll say that I want it to check that it's equal to, so here I'll now say image / JPEG, or let me just start with PNG. Do you get? And then I'll come here and say or. So you can now go ahead and maybe duplicate this down like that, and then I'll just change this to image slash JPG, and lastly I'll just change this to JPEG. So you see, I've checked for that is an image, and I'm checking the type so that the user does not upload a video when we want them to upload an image. All right, so now if this check is done and it's in place and it's correct, then we now want to go ahead and upload the image. So first off, I like saying first off, you must have noticed that by now. So here I'm going to create a variable. I'll call that variable image, and I'll set it to a new form data object. So here I'll say new. The form data starts with capital letter, by the way. So new form data, like so. Now this form data, we can append things to it, right? So, and remember, we've assigned it to this name image. So here I can just say image dot append. So I want to append some properties to this form data object. So here the first property I want to append is the file. So that file is going to now be this our profile image. So copy that and slot that here. So you see, it's pretty straightforward. So now I'm going to do this append twice. What I want to append next is the cloud name. So that Cloudinary cloud name. So here I'll say cloud underscore name, and then my own name for my cloud name is Trust, and it's a string, by the way. So Trust. All right, then I'm going to now lastly append what is known as the upload preset. That's the one I showed you in the beginning of the video. So make sure you get your own upload preset, or just create your own upload preset. Yeah, that's how you spell it. And then here I'm going to put mine inside a variable, a .env file, because I obviously don't want to share it with all of you. I did that sometime by mistake, and people have been abusing it, changed it. All right, so I'll come to here and I'll just come to my .env. I think I already have it. So this is .env.example. This is what you should your upload preset should look like. Remember, I'm using a Vite application, so Vite underscore upload preset. Any variable you use when you use a Vite application, you need to give it a prefix of Vite. All right, so here blah blah blah, just put your upload preset here and then we are good to go. I already have my upload preset set in my .env file, so I'll close this guy and then let's just proceed. Yeah, so how am I going to point to my .env variable? So I'll just put it outside of this function entirely. So let's scroll up here. I'll just maybe put it somewhere here. So here I'll just say const, and I'll just upload underscore preset, and that's going to be equal to. So now the way you point to your variable in Vite is you say import .meta .env, and then you now specify the name of the whatever it is. So here in my case it's Vite underscore upload underscore preset. All right, so that's it. This is how you point to your variable in Vite, your .env variable in Vite. Yeah, so now I can now go ahead and grab this upload preset, and then I can slot it down here as my upload preset. So once you do that, now this is all you need to actually do what is known as an unsigned upload to Cloudinary. All right, so now let's go ahead and upload the image to Cloudinary. So I'll just use async await. So here I'll say const, sorry. All right, so what you need to do here is just come here and just do your const. So I'll say const response, and that's going to be equal to await, and we're just going to use fetch, right? You can use Axios if you like, but keeping things simple, we can simply just use fetch. So the first thing is you put in your URL, your upload URL, which is what I'm going to show you shortly. Then the next thing is it's going to take an object. That object is going to have two properties here. It's going to have a method. That method is going to be a post method because we're sending something to Cloudinary. Then it's also going to have a body. So body, and the body is simply just going to point to the image we created. That's it. Now this first one here is just going to be the URL. So this is the upload URL. It's api.cloudinary. All you just need to do is after this /v1_1, after this / just add your own cloud name here, which is in my case is Trust. Yeah, that's all. All right, so when you make a request to Cloudinary URL, Cloudinary server, you're going to get a response. Yeah. Now let's come down here outside of this fetch. I mean, I just broke it down so that it's, easy for us to read. So here I can now come and do something with that response. I'm going to save it inside what is known as an image data, which is just a variable name I came up with. And here I'm just going to say await response dot JSON, and then just open that up. Yeah, so that's it. So the last thing we need to do is we need to extrapolate the image URL from this our response, which we saved inside this image data variable. Yeah, how do we do that? I'm going to come here and I'm just going to assign something to our image URL variable that we created at the top. So if you remember, we just created this variable here, or we declared this variable, we didn't assign anything to it. So I'm just going to come down here and then I'm just going to assign something to it. So here I'll say image URL is equal to, so image data, and I'm interested in the dot URL, and I'll convert that to string. Okay, like so. So that's it. All right, so after I've uploaded that, then I just want to clear my image preview variable. So here I'll just say set image preview, set image preview, and I'll just set it to back to null. Then maybe I'll just alert the, what's it called, I'll come outside here and alert the image URL. So let me just grab this image URL here, and then I'm just going to come out here and then I'll just throw an alert. Now this is where you're probably going to use the image URL for something, or you're going to set it to another state or save it to a database. But right here you can do whatever you want with the image URL. Do you understand? So I'm alerting mine just to show it to you that that image has been uploaded. So I'll go ahead and save this file, and I've actually written a lot of code here, so fingers crossed, let's test and make sure that we did not make any kind of mistake. So I'm not going to upload the same image, so let me refresh this page and I'm going to upload something else. Select, and let's see, I'll upload this one. Okay, so that's different. Okay, let me just check my console. Let me have my console open just to see if there's any error. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on upload. Are you ready? Okay, uploading. Aha, so you see here we have the image URL here. So let's copy that and let's come here and check to be sure. I'll open that. Aha, so you see we're able to upload it successfully to Cloudinary. So if you did enjoy this tutorial and it was very clear to you, for you to understand, make sure you just like the video. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I've created a SaaS course and an advanced e-commerce course that I'm yet to upload. At the moment I just want to focus on building my audience, okay, so my YouTube and my social media, so that when I actually publish the course, there are people that can even get to see the course and maybe purchase the course or something like that. So just make sure you support the channel by subscribing, and thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.